Hello Pisces, how's it going? It's time for your reading. My name is Kelly. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Let's get into it and see what's going on. See what the energy is saying today. And I hope you are enjoying your day, or evening, or whenever it is that you're watching me. But let's get into it and see what's going on here. The Blank Rune. Something about fate, Pisces. Something about fate. It's also something you don't know or cannot see. Yeah. So the Blank Rune is, the Blank Rune, unknowable. Something you don't know. Something you don't know, but it could also involve fate. Ingwuz. Ingwuz. Well, that's a good rune. Ingwuz is a seed. And, seeds need time, in the dark, underground, to get the strength to grow, right? So something is gestating. Something is gestating, Pisces. Maybe something has been gestating. This is still gestating. Fehu. Uh-oh, it's in reverse. So be very careful with your money, Pisces. Be, be very, be conservative, okay? Be really conservative with your money. Don't overspend. It's not a good time to buy anything right now that you really don't need. Yeah. Now this could also talk, the thing about Fehu is, that, in reverse, it can talk about holding on to something as well, okay? So now for some of you, you need to let go of something because this is not going to work. And for others, this is just saying to be very conservative with your money right now and don't invest in something that, you don't really need right now. Just get what you need. Isa is ice. Fehu here in reverse can talk about a loss of momentum as well as far as financial, as far as money is concerned. Maybe this is a setback for somebody. Yeah. But you don't need to cling too tightly. Fehu in reverse, it tells you to be conservative, but it doesn't tell you to hoard or hang on too tightly to something. Perthrow. Well, Perthrow's in the upright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So Perthrow's in the upright. This isn't as bad as you think. There's something here, some sort of faded energy here that you can't see. You need to stay still. Eases of, you know, it's talking about ice. Ice usually, you know, stays very, very still. Okay? So don't initiate any moves or sign any hasty deals, and don't force any breakthroughs, okay? You know, this could also be talking about freezing some of your assets here. You know, pausing some sort of expansion, or some sort of consolidation. Yeah, so you don't need to push through this ice. You really don't. You're going to have to wait until the ice melts before you can make your move. So be still. This is also talking about protecting Ingwuz. You got to protect Ingwuz. Protect this seed. Not these. Ooh, some friction. You know, as far as this goes, this is somebody else's energy here, they're Pisces, but this is also our energy. And, you know, this is some sort of friction going on with us. All right, we got some sort of friction going on, and we, yeah, there is some sort of friction going on. What else? Alhaz or alges, either or. It's in reverse. Wow. So this person feels defenseless, whoever it is that you're dealing with. Yeah. Yeah, this person definitely, this person may be feeling some sort of scarcity, or maybe they got some sort of a compulsion. Yeah, they definitely feel defenseless and exposed. And I'm thinking it's something exposed. This is a secret right here. Perthro, yeah, they're exposed. It was, or I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. I hope I'm saying it right. But anyhow, this is the death rune. So, you know, Pisces, this person is enduring some pretty hardcore, this person's going through some karma, okay? Yeah. This person here is operating from some sort of place of lack. You know, they lack something. So that's where they're working from. And it's causing them, you know, an immense amount of friction here. Yeah. Yeah, this person is definitely exposed, and they're going through some sort of life transition. Something is going on. And I feel that everything that this person is going through is something that they have done to themselves, okay? They're learning some sort of a hard lesson about boundaries and self-reliance. It's interesting. So kind of this person is reaping what they've sown, in a sense. Hagelez. Ooh. Okay, so Hagelez, again, you know, there's some sort of friction or something going on here that you don't want to get mixed up in this other person's energy. You can't help this other person. This person has got to get themselves out of their own rut. And you don't want to get tied up with this type of energy. So I would steer clear of this person and stay quiet. Yeah. You can always control what you do, Pisces, but you can't control what other people do. You know what I mean? So, let's pull some cards and see what else. You got the birds. Ooh, the birds. The birds can talk about some sort of messages going back and forth, verbal. You know how the birds are always chirping? Yeah. So this could be some sort of verbal negotiations. It could also be nervous energy. And this could also be talking about worries over money too, with Fehu here in reverse. If there's any discussions going on here, Pisces, I want you to make sure that you're using your intuition. Yeah. Because I feel that there's unseen forces going on here, or something unseen, unseen. Look, you got Perthro here, some secrets, something unseen with the Blank Rune. I don't feel that you know all the information during whatever discussions these are here. Yeah. So, like I said, I would avoid, going around in circles and trying to get into a debate with anybody. It ain't worth it. What else? And you got the house. Okay, so this is talking about your house, Pisces, something to do with your house. Some sort of domestic, something here is incubating here with Ingwuz. Yeah. The house represents your physical living space, your family and your foundation. It could also talk about long-term property matters. But, this is basically saying right here with Ingwuz, right here, to protect and stabilize your private sanctuary. Protect your house, okay? Whatever new thing here that is gestating right here, it needs the seed needs to stay underground longer before it can actually fully gestate. Yeah. So it needs quiet and protection. Yeah. If you can sometime today, seek someplace quiet. You know what I mean? It's a good day. It's a good day to meditate if you can. Let's get one more card. And you got the crossroads. Okay, so now Pisces, the crossroads talks about some sort of crossroads, you know, some sort of fork in the road, deciding which way to go. And this must have something to do with your living situation. Okay? Yeah. Don't choose anything under pressure, Pisces. Do not choose anything under pressure. This is pressure. Yeah. Wait until the fog clears and before you commit to anything. Like I said, don't sign anything hastily, especially concerning your living situation. What's at the bottom of the deck? You got the clover. Well, the clover is good. The clover is talking about a bit of luck, like a quick, you know, type of opportunity, but it's not permanent. Okay, it's not permanent. So, you know, when this quick opportunity comes, just make sure that you're using your intuition and you know, see where it is. See when you can grab it, okay? So this is like some sort of quick, you know, break. It's not permanent, but it's a quick break. And then you got the cross, which kind of sucks. The cross is talking about, you know, karmic burdens or a heavy fate, you know. This could have to do with some sort of friction or delay in some sort of domestic situation, okay? And then you got the scythe. And I like the scythe. That's good news. The scythe is cutting this burden out. This burden's going to be cut out. And it's going to be cut out swiftly, too. You've been carrying a heavy burden for a long time here, Pisces, and it's about ready to get cut out. But this still needs to gestate, okay? So what you're looking at here is you're at the very tail end, of a heavy burden that you've been carrying around for a very long time. It could have to do with your money, and it could also have to do with something to do with your, you know, your living situation. And, you know, in the end, it's going to, all this heavy pressure here is going to get cut. So that's really good news. What else? Yeah, something for sure is going on behind the scenes, Pisces, that you can't see. You don't know everything. You don't have all the facts right now. What's going on with Pisces? Emotions are running high. Well, I can see that. You got Hagilevs right here. This is kind of some sort of shocking, you know, some sort of, you know, shock. Just make sure that you keep yourself balanced, Pisces, and be still, you know. You don't need to share really a lot of anything with anybody, you know. You know, this is keeping to yourself as well. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So prosperity is coming, Pisces, okay? We've got another full moon eclipse coming up here pretty soon, and that's gonna really affect some of us for sure, okay? So I'm looking forward to that full moon eclipse here, I think it's the 27th. There you have it, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you haven't, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, Pisces. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.